Hey everybody, what's going on? I just wanted to throw up a quick video here and talk about the changes that we got for Legion. So we knew there was a balance update coming, a little bit of a balance update for points. They sent out a thing saying they were going to talk about it. So if you want to see this stuff, if you come here to the Legion document, there's a points update section. And for the most part, it was what was expected. Widely hit Republic units, as you can see in blue. They hit some of the medics, which again I get mainly for rebels, but whatever, we'll go over that in just a second. So over here, thanks to this user on Reddit, it's a little bit of a concise change, or a little bit easier to diagnose, especially what the changes were. So we're going to go through this. You can see all this for yourself. 1.1 cards, I guess a slight change to maybe some of the cards. But this is where stuff gets interesting. Also, sorry if you hear any noise. We've got work going on downstairs in the game room, as you probably heard at this point, which I just hope it doesn't take forever to get done. So basically they're going to be doing these passes in April and November of every year going forward. So at least you kind of have an idea of how long things are going to go before being changed for competitive and stuff like that. I don't play that way, so it doesn't really matter to me. But for those of you who do, you know when stuff's going to be changed. So you don't have to wonder if, stuff's going to get nerfed into the ground until these times. So that's something. We're not going to see the rest of the rebalanced units till April, which just kind of feels bad. I wish they had honestly just held off everything until it was all ready and put it all out once with the card packs and everything, which again is also kind of tied to this. We won't get the card packs until summer 2025. It just doesn't feel great. If you want cards, you can get them on Etsy. There's people making them, printing them already in proper cards. But we're not even going to see the changed units, which, like, for rebels or yeah, I don't know. That's just strange. I still don't like this, but it is what it is. Luke, Operative Luke's not getting any updates other than a points cut, which, okay, I mean, they just tell us that outright, so there you go. And then most other named characters are going to have updated rules and stuff, so that's cool. You have some changes to some of the upgrade cards here, but the big one is Recon Intel. They said that they knew that it was going to be an impactful upgrade, but they didn't really foresee how impactful. So they upped this point cost a little bit, mainly to try to make you choose what units you wanted to have instead of just blanket coding your whole army in Scout. Specifically, they were talking about with the Republic all having Scout, because they do have a lot of native Scout and Scout accessible things. So that is whatever. Anakin up by 15. We saw this coming, especially with the change to Tempted and him having almost extra attacks and things happening with his stuff. People saw that coming all day long. So 15 points doesn't feel like the end of the world, but it is what it is. ARC Troopers going up by 6. I mean, you think if you take 3 units of ARCs, you're talking about an 18-point difference. That's not awful. So I don't think that's really that big of a deal. But then the strike team going up by 2 points. Maybe I'm just a little out of touch, but nobody's running strike teams from what I could tell, as far as I'm aware. Just because that sniper gameplay at that range right now just isn't as useful as it used to be because everything's so much closer. So these going up in points is a little interesting. I almost would have expected them to go down slightly, but I'm probably still not going to run them unless I just have a tiny little chunk of points, and that's really the only thing that I can do. But I mean, I could probably fit like a Clone Commander or Padme or something else in there, so it's a little strange. The Clone Commander upgrade card went up by 8 points. More or less, they said that with the ARC Troopers specifically, them having extra surges than what was initially accounted for was making them too defensive for what was already an undercosted unit in their opinion, and then when you pair that with the medic change later, they could be brought back, so they're hard to get rid of. They were cheap, and they were coming back more than they wanted, and defending more than they wanted. So commanders, again, now you're talking, what, 24 points for 3 arcs, 3 commanders, and 18, so you're talking like, I can't math, 50 some odd points more for that same setup, and that is kind of big. So I like the idea of these small increments on things, that if you overdo all of it, is a big change to adjust the meta, but on their own, it's not that big of a deal, especially like if you just talk 3 arcs for 18 more points, it's not the end of the world. But again, I don't play competitive, so it's not, I don't care that much, to be honest, about some of the specifics in that regard. The commandos going up by 15, that is kind of big, because everybody's running 3 units. Now you're talking 45 extra points for your 3 units of commandos, and that's not great. But now also the gap between these is a little smaller, so Delta Squad for what, 105? Let's see, yeah, 105 to 90. Let's just stop blinding myself. So yeah, 105 for clone commandos and 90 for the commandos, whereas before that gap was a whole lot bigger. It didn't feel very good. But now you're only talking a 15-point difference between the two. Delta Squad might look a little bit better now. So that's something. I always run my Delta Squad minis just because I like them better than the plain old commandos, if I do run commandos, but yeah, preference and all. And then the medics, they changed all the medical droids, which again, like the Rebel medical droid, going up when they already die so fast feels pretty bad. But like, yeah, sure, the red saves, the Imperial droid, whatever, them going up, that is what it is. Now they're going from what, 17 to 20, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, so 20 points extra for one medic. I don't know. I have been running 2 medics. I only have 2 medics. But so, I mean, you're talking a difference of 6 points. I don't think that's that big of a deal. Again, I'm just glad they are making changes, and they're not making us wait till the whole range of new stuff is out before they want to try to tweak and level things out. Now, we might run into some balance issues down the road, but, you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So yeah, all the droids changed. They lessened the cost of the bark speeder weapons, which is interesting. I think there were people just running these with nothing. So maybe that's why, just to incentivize taking an actual gun to slow them down a little bit, maybe, is the idea. Yoda going down 10 points is interesting. Now him and Anakin are the same cost, which is interesting. So I've only used Yoda like once or twice, so maybe I'll use him next, actually, just to give him another try. I've never run Yoda and Chewie. I have stuff that I've just never used, so I've been trying just to play with different things lately. But Yoda going down 10 points, I think, is a good thing, because he was always kind of a little out of reach for me personally, it felt like. And then Luke Jedi Knight going down by 10. So let's see. So Operative Luke went down 10 points, which I would be curious to know specifically why. Maybe this Luke is just way outperforming Operative Luke right now, so they wanted to level that playing field a little bit. But and then they also changed that the attack trigger keywords are only during an activation. So if you have something else prompting it, so like maybe compel or something like that, they specified that that's only happening during a unit's activation. So stuff like that. And yeah, obviously, as you can see, Tabletop Admiral's already updated with all this stuff. So yeah, lots of changes to the Republic units. Is it a big deal? No, I don't think it is. It will absolutely change some things with commandos. And it'll probably change with arcs between the commander and the arc trooper. So I'll be curious to see what comes in the future for how Republic's running. I just like playing Republic because I'm a Clone Wars person, but it does feel kind of bad playing something that feels rather oppressive most of the time. So I don't mind changes. Changes are good. That means they're still working on things. So that works for me. That's going to be it for this one, guys. If you enjoyed this or have any thoughts, leave them down below. Hit the like button, hit the sub button. I will see you guys in the next one. All right, bye, guys.